almost as old as the sport itself. Two teams that when the history books are referenced, their names populate virtually every page. Winged helmets, golden domes, and as always, when these two match up, legacy is on the line. Welcome to the Big House, home of the Michigan Wolverines. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Notre Dame Fighting Irish offense heads onto the field for the first possession of this game. Notre Dame shook down thunder from the sky and ripped the Wolverines the last time they met.
Yeah, and it wasn't go blue. They were black and blue. Notre Dame beat the mess out of Michigan. Michigan prides themselves on toughness and physicality. They better answer the bell today.
I really feel like Notre Dame in the last game, they just seized the momentum early, and they were just making plays on both sides of the ball. See if they can do it again.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Looking for room, it's Marks. Works ahead for a couple, they'll stop him at the 27.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle, but how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Beautifully thrown ball, terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive line, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
One of the things I love about this offense is they're very versatile in their passing attack. They throw to receivers and tight ends, and the screen game is big as well. This guy is a weapon, and you're seeing that here early.
Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Man, this defense has to be better. You have to stop the first part of the option, and that is the quarterback. And he gets loose. He gets the first down.
There he goes. Just broke the tackle and still on his feet.
You want to get the crowd out of the game? Make it boring. Pound the football. Run the football right at them. It takes the juice away. It takes that sauce away. You don't get to those third down situations where they get absolutely bonkers, and it's hard for the quarterback to even think. Just run the football right at them.
Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. There's no logical reason these two shouldn't play every year in proximity, both powerhouses, but squabbles get in the way from time to time, guys.
They sure do, and I think Notre Dame beat.
Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And he feels the heat coming in. It burns him up. Another sack.
And I'm really impressed with the start by this defense, like getting to the quarterback early and often. First drive, already have 2 sacks. That's a good sign for this defense.
From 56 yards out, what a power leg. Never a doubt about that one.
I'll tell you, this is not an easy place to play on the road, especially at nighttime. This crowd, they get loud. That's the way it's been so far, but they have a nice drive to open it up. They're able to execute. They put themselves in field goal range, knock it through the uprights. They did exactly what they needed to do, taking a 3-0 lead here early on the road. That's impressive.
On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Michigan's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game is the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. And it wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming to this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another day like last week. I mean, that dude was accurate. Almost every ball was caught. They were in rhythm. They're going to have to find some creative ways to get him off his spots and make him feel uncomfortable.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Well, this defense knew coming into this game, playing one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country, they were going to have to find a way to get him off rhythm. They're going to have to be careful doing it because of that speed, but that is huge for their confidence. They get their first sack of the game here in the first half, and you can all of a sudden see the body language on this defense. It has changed.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the incomplete.
Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. They'll leave it with him. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Caught behind the line. It's Mahoney. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you can tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
Big noise in the big house for this huge 3rd down play. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. So here comes the Michigan offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
And this defense picking up right where it left off. Last week, put a great game together, really shut down an opponent. Now you can tell, man, they're going to make you earn everything you get. And this offense is going to have to find a way to find some holes because we haven't seen them the last couple weeks.
Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon. The encroachment penalty on the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. Defense will back up and make things a little easier here on 3rd and 4. Scanning the field, it's Harold. Gets it out fast. They'll pick up the first down as he gets it out to the 27-yard line. The Wolverines want to crank the tempo. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
In this rivalry, you could just about write the history of the game. Rockney and Fielding Yost, Schembechler and Holtz, the Rocket and Desmond Howard. So many great moments in this rivalry, which has been played since the 1800s.
So many great moments, so many great plays, great players. And how about the uniforms? Just clean, beautiful, pristine units.
This is just classic college football. And because of all those names that Reese just ripped off, this game always seems to come down to the final play.
Got it in the middle, it's Miranda. Such a big part to convert these 3rd downs, and they've got it at the 42. And the Wolverines have this offense rolling. Single back formation, and they give it to him. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Wolverines will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Final play of the quarter coming. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the 1st period. We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. To pass. Here's the pressure. And the quarterback pulled up 2 and sacked at the 12.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one. Guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They've sputtered a bit early, not being able to move the football, having to punt it away each of the first 2 times they had it. The give out of the gun.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Dropping back, it's Harrell. Zings it complete to the right. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. New set of downs after the completion. Wants to throw on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
And the Wolverines in the hurry-up.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Not much there on the run. He gets 1 to the 31.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
On target to the left. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Offside.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess, and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and then the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
Give to the running back. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Operating in the red zone here on second down. On the ground, it's Potts. Driving its way all the way down to the 3-yard line.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
And the Wolverines have it with a first and goal. Tight end now in motion. They're going to run it. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a baller.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. And to the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wolverines. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Florida is down right now inside the swamp, but this young man under center today has shown some moxie. We could see a legend born in Gainesville today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Oklahoma. We'll keep an eye on things until the final horn in a game that could shake things up a bit in the SEC.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Finds his big tight end. Works his way out to the 33-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Wants to fire on second down. Finds a tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10.
Listen, I know that game didn't get very much, but I love getting the tight ends involved. Get everybody involved in the offense. Make me cover the whole field. Keep everybody a little bit honest.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The offense set for a first down play. On the run, it's Marks. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Looking to fire. Quickly complete. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Fires to the right. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. The Irish send out the punt unit. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. The give to the back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Back to throw, it's Harrell. Quick strike complete. And they bring him down quickly, but a good gain there.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. Looking downfield on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Miranda.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone, or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
He's got the back in the middle. They get him down at the 36. It will be a first down. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Miranda. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Right on the money. Breaks into the open. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. To the air on first down. He makes a catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
And that's just a fantastic job of executing the 2-minute type situation by this offense. Something you practice all week long for end of half and end of game. Quarterback, really nice job. Good job by the staff, too, getting the plays in quickly so they could get up to the line of scrimmage and get going. And them scoring that touchdown with seconds to go here in the first half, piling onto their lead, that gives them tremendous confidence heading in at halftime.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point makes it 14-3. They march 72 yards, and they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And with time running out here in the first half, this offense will choose to take a knee. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, the Michigan-Notre Dame rivalry is among the most bitter in football, and so far today, these two have really butted heads. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. With that, let's send it back to our guys in the booth to see how the fight between Michigan and Notre Dame plays out.
Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. And here's the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think...
Oh, he's got some space. Changing on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Might be changing the route. Looking for a man. It's Harold. He's got it. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
It's a nice play call there. You've got two-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
And the Wolverines, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. They'll give it to the back. Fights through the pile and picks up a couple down to the 16.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Fires to the wideout. He's got it. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
And you got to get locked in the red zone. A lot of defensive coordinators, they'll tell you, we'll give up yards, but we got to understand what we're trying to get accomplished. Great job down.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? The maize and blue asserting itself as they stretch this lead against the Irish.
Go Blue knew coming into this one they had to score and score early. Right now, they are playing with so much energy.
Yeah, they got the offense rolling. They got the momentum going. Notre Dame's going to have to do something quickly to change that.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here come the Irish back on offense. He'll start this drive firing. Makes the catch. It's Marks. Still on his feet at the 45. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. Wants to go up top. Pressure coming. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
And this defense, how about it, man? Putting some pressure on the quarterback, getting the big sack, but now letting him take off and get so many yards back and climb back in this third down situation. Good response by this offense from a disastrous first down. 3rd and 1, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback.
Turning it on. Headed to the end zone. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 21-10. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, we've got a final in that Mountain West Conference battle of note. Boise State took its show on the road, and they'll be packing a big old W in their bags. That trip back to southwestern Idaho. Never underestimate the importance of a road win and how it can impact a team's trajectory. One game, I know, fellas, but this could be one to circle when we consider the big picture there in the Mountain West.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Looking for space. It's Potts. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Fires to the big fella. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Let's see what they've got on second down. Wants to throw. It's Harrell. Get it out on the screen. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Under fire. And the misconnection on third down. The Wolverines decide to punt it away.
Number 12, on to kick it away.
This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers, David.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. Finds his man. It's Mahoney. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows. He can run slants. He can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. The play action fake. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. When you have the type of defensive lineman that Michigan has had over the years, you don't always have to send the house to get to the quarterback.
No, it's a beautiful thing when you're a defensive coordinator, when you got big, strong studs like this. Year after year, Michigan always has a stable full of them, of guys that are athletic enough to rush the passer, but physical enough to play the run. It's a fun spot to be in as a DC.
And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Nestled just inside that right upright. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Going to the ground. And he was able to work his way for just a few, and that will do it for the third quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Looking downfield, it's Harrell. Makes the grab on the back. He gets it past the 25-yard line and finally knocked out of bounds at the 27.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the ground with the back. Stopped just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the fullback. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Wolverines can really attack on this 2nd and short. Leaves it with the back. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the 4th quarter.
They couldn't get anybody to bite on that one, and they'll stop him behind the line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After losing yardage, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Hauls it in. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football there.
To the air, it's Harrell. Throws to the wideout. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? Not much on that return, but I think they'll let him slide after making that pick, and they'll have it at the 20.
Well, what a play by the defense there. Trailing here in the 4th quarter by 1 possession. Able to steal it away now and put their offense in position to at least go tie this game.
Here come the Irish back on offense. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires left. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch to these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
Man, these are killers, right? Late in the game, in the 4th quarter, you're getting to the quarterback, but he does such a great job scrambling around. When you do this, you get extra first downs. You start to wear those defensive linemen out. So late in the game, this could pay off. Great job getting the first down.
Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. He's brought down the one. A play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give to the tailback. Runs through a tackle. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5.
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have.
Touchdown, Irish! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Man, I tell you what, great job by this offense. Great execution. You drive down the field, you get the score. Now what's your two-point play? You practiced it all week. What's your go-to in this moment late in the fourth quarter when you need the two-point conversion?
Getting aggressive here and going for two. They'll go to the air. He makes the grab for the two, and he ties the game here in the fourth. They march 79 yards on the drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Michigan offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed it.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Dropping back, it's Harold. Gets it out quickly. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Making side adjustments here. The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. This is where you make the money on the drives. Ball at the 30, it's third and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Firing to the right, complete. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. Looking to throw on first down. Snagged out of the air. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one.
And that is perfect job by this defense. Like, you can give up those little small gains all the way down the field. The clock is your friend. You don't want to give up big plays. Don't want to give up those first downs and just make that clock run.
The name of the game right now is getting yards and getting them in chunks. However you want to do that. I'm fine running the football, but you've got to be more productive than what we've seen on these last two plays.
And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
The offense needed something, just anything, to give them just a little breathing room, and the defense provided it with that penalty. After that encroachment penalty, it's now 1st and 5. Grabbed in the middle, it's Miranda. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Wolverines will line it up on 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
They'll give it to him again. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. The Wolverines trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. last one leaves him 8 yards away from pay dirt. It's 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, looking for the score. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
They've worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards.
Neutral zone is on action.
Defense had them backed up, and then they're in the neutral zone, and the offense will say thank you very much. Whole lot easier after that penalty. It's 3rd and 2. Now on the move. Touchdown, Michigan! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Well, it's a great job executing by the offense to get that touchdown. I think you kick the extra point right now, make it a 7-point game with only seconds to go.
Lining up for the PAT. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Right back up top on 2nd and 10. He wants a big play here late. It's incomplete. A last-gasp effort, and the defense finds a way to survive it. They don't play every year, but when they do, there is just something special about this rivalry, and it is the Wolverines who take down Notre Dame. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.